Hello viewers, Mehluli Sibanda is my name and bring you yet another edition of the Sunday Live podcast as we bring to you this week's sports wrap. And as usual, I'm joined by my colleague Bongani Ndlovu. Bongani, welcome to the show.
Thanks for Mehluli. It's great to be here at a beautiful place called Falcon College.
Well, Bongani, this week we're talking local football with the COVID-19 situation. We're going international, talking about the UEFA Champions League draw. We're talking schools sport, like today we're at a school, and we're also looking at Formula One. Well, let's start things off. Bongani, what was really going on with the UEFA Champions League draw? Menu, our team, first we drawn against PSG. Messi versus Ronaldo, and everyone was already saying Man U are out, and then the draw was redone. Then we're now facing Atletico Madrid. Fair draw for Man U there.
I was watching the draw. It was very interesting to see where something funny happened at the beginning of the draw, where the guy was picking the balls from the bowels. Is the one who picked Manchester United to play against Villarreal. Andre Arshavin, the Arsenal,
which couldn't happen because we played these guys in the group stage, so you can't play them again now in last 16. Yeah.
Then they went on with the draw. I think from that onset they should have just said, let's stop, let us start again, because it's as if there's somebody who tweeted and said, what is going to happen is that Manchester is going to play PSG because they want the Messi and Ronaldo whatever rival.
But for TV, that game would have, I think they've broken records, because you've got Neymar, Mbappe, Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes. That game would have, broken records.
Yes, they've broken some records, but I think let us not rig draws at the beginning. It was obvious it was going to happen like that, because we looked at it and somebody, as I said, tweeted and said, this is what is going to happen. And it actually happened. And then they had to go back and start redoing the draw. And then Manchester met up with, is going to meet up with Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid is not a pushover. They are very solid in their defense. Very solid. It'd be hard for us who are scoring 1-0 wins these days to penetrate that defense. But the good thing is that there's no away goal rule. As the whatever happens, you play 1-0 first leg, second leg you play 2-0. Whoever wins second leg you win. But I don't know where the competition is there if there's no away goals.
And there's still international Bongani. Everyone now is a Formula One aspect in Zimbabwe. Everyone's talking about Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton, about the Honda Fit and the Mercedes Benz there. What really happened? There's an issue about overtaking, and I don't know, the Honda Fit was never supposed to overtake the Benz. What really happened on Sunday when Verstappen won the Formula One World Championship?
Well, I didn't really watch the Formula One because I was out doing some other things. But from the indications I'm getting is that there were some sort of bending of rules by what they call the stewards. Then they bent the rules to accommodate Mark over Hamilton. I don't know whether that is true. And with every WhatsApp group I'm in, everyone's now an expert in Formula One. This guy was a safety car.
I was not supposed to overtake.
Overtake. Then there were lapped cars. And this guy was supposed to pit. What? Lewis Hamilton has been benefiting from all this time. So it's just because today it's him on the wrong end of the stick. That's why he's crying. So everyone is now an expert. But at the end of the day, Mark has won.
The Honda Fit triumphed over the Benz.
The Mercedes Benz, and that is an interesting analogy.
Because in Zimbabwe, the only car that we Honda car that we know in Zimbabwe is just a Honda Fit. We don't know about the Honda Civics and the other cars even one that they use in Formula One, Red Bull that they use in Formula One. But Verstappen is the world champion, and Lewis Hamilton sadly he didn't manage to retain the world title.
And he couldn't break Michael Schumacher's record of, I think, 7, championships.
But well, let's come back locally. This past weekend, we saw only one game taking place against Platinum, taking on Herentals College and winning 3-0. The other matches didn't take place because of COVID-19. But the question that maybe that would ask is maybe what's the way forward? Last year, why didn't you go maybe the same way? Test teams, gave games to go ahead, and ones where there's positive cases that you suspend the games, and ones where they're clear they can play.
I may have got maybe not a problem, but a concern where if we're players, they'll come into camp, play the game, then they leave, go back home. There's no control in that situation. Yeah, a player can go back home or go and party or go somewhere and contract the virus and come back and infect the whole camp. So I don't know, maybe bio-bubble, but it's mighty expensive.
Very expensive concept, yeah.
Very expensive concept, but I think there has to be some sort of caution that players should understand that if they are playing for in the PSL, they should try and minimize the risk of them being infected, because we meet them at some places.
Of course. Yeah, but in South Africa, just across the border, and even in UK, I don't think they've done away with the bubble. I think it's up to the players now to be responsible. If you're a professional, after the game, you go home and even minimize the risk of you wear your mask, sanitize, and social distance all the time. I think it's up to the players now because it's their careers that suffer. We've had 2 years of no activity in football. Now we're trying to play football. The players are not. I think it's come down to players not being responsible but they're playing with their own careers at the end of the day.
Yes, yeah, I think as I said, the people, if you are going to go out after a game, even if you have won, and then we find you at Shabin X or at nightclub Y, the risk of you getting infected increases. But and then when you go back to camp, you infect everyone else. They get tested. Games are called off. I think the players should be more professional, and then they should start playing for their careers. They should stay at home and minimize the risk of getting infected and be more responsible with their lives.
And the Warriors are supposed to get into camp on 23rd of December, 2 days before Christmas. Well, yeah, that's Zifa. They're still trying to persuade Kama Billiard, one of our star players, to come out of retirement. What is your take? Do you think they should be talking to Billiard, or we should trust Mahachis and the other Zemuras to do the job at AFCON?
We've got a problem because at the weekend, Nakamba suffered a knee injury against Liverpool, and Billiard is not another key player. And then we've got your Mahachis and other players in the
Munez
squad.
Is already out with injury.
Again on injury. And maybe we've got your Tino Kadewere, maybe will come. But you need Knowledge Msona. He might come back. But we need the midfield creativity, the striking creativity of Kamat Billiard, the midfield stability of Nakamba. So really, Nakamba just has to go and have a dance one more time with the Warriors, and then go out with the bag. Maybe can lead us and win an AFCON or take us out.
Maybe beyond the group stage, we would really appreciate if these guys, because they've been to AFCON from 2004, 2006, 2017, 2019. We've never gone beyond the group stage. And this group of players, the Sonas, the Billiards, it's about time they maybe take the Warriors beyond the group stage. I think that's what we're asking for, not asking them to win it, because winning it is almost nearly impossible for Zimbabwe. But let's go beyond group stage, because we're not making progress if we keep on just go there, maybe win one game and maybe lose the other ones, or get draws and come back without going to the next stage. I think it's about time the Msona's Billiards, if Billiard is to think about retirement, reconsider that retirement. It's about time those guys, they go beyond the group stage, because it doesn't help us at all going to AFCON 4-5 times and every time you get knocked out in group stage. You're not making progress
That's why
as
I'm
a
saying
country.
we should go beyond the group stage, because beyond the group stage is just, it's now a gamble. You can win, you can hold a team 90 minutes, 30
Penalties.
minutes penalties, and you win. Then you go and you score maybe the 92nd minute and you win. And you can go on. It's now about luck. It's not about a team being better than you. But they are also, even if we play the strongest team, they'll be afraid to play against us, unlike in the group stage where they know that they can recover.
And then we're out here at Falcon College. During our schooling days, both of us played cricket, rugby, hockey, football out on these fields here. But COVID-19, it's been 2 years now, no activity whatsoever happening on the sporting fields here. Whatever has been happening here has been maybe behind closed doors. The vibe that used to happen on the rugby field just down from where we are here, and the cricket field just behind us here as well. The youngsters, some of them used to come here on scholarships. They take you from Milton, from Makwekwe, from wherever. You get an opportunity to be out at Falcon College. It must be really painful, for those young kids not being able to come here to explore their sporting careers out here and even pursue their education out here.
Yes, it's across the board, even here at Falcon. Great facilities. We are standing on the cricket pitch. You look at the nets, the rugby pitch. That side, you look at the facilities. They are good to hone your skills as a youngster. And it's across the board. This 2 years of inactivity. When you are playing football at high school, you only have the second term, and you maybe play 4 or 5 games. What is going to happen to Coca-Cola, such tournaments? What's going to happen to them? And that also builds into what Mapez was crying about, that there's no conveyor belt of youngsters coming into the national team, because there's no one else who's knocking at the national team's door to take over Nakamba's place, to take over Kamabilia's place. And it all starts here at such schools and schools around the country.
Well, that has been another edition of the Sunday Life podcast, as we brought to you this week's edition of the Sports Wrap. Thank you very much, Bongani, for your insightful knowledge of sports as usual. Do follow us on Twitter, that is Sunday News Zimba, on Instagram, Sunday Life Magazine, and then on Facebook, Sunday News Zimbabwe. You follow us and like us. We're there on the World Wide Web, sundaynews.co.zw.